Hi everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today, for giving your time, your attention and your energy. And it is my prayer that today we can create something together that will be uplifting and that will be healing for our planet and for ourselves. Because goodness knows, more than anything now, we need healing. I first of all need to say a huge thank you to dear Lucy, who is helping here in the live chats. She's marvellous. She comes online many hours before I go live, and she interacts with you, answers your questions, encourages you to like the video. And I do believe that there are over 100 likes now, and we're only just getting started. So thank you, dear Lucy. Well, yes, hi family. Hi, my family. And Teddy's here. Everybody asks about Teddy. Teddy's with me. Who have you got with you that soothes you? Who have you got with you that just gives you a feeling of warmth, yeah? Just a feeling of care. The astrology does show that we are going through some extremely turbulent times, and these times are likely to continue for some many months, if not years to come. So I titled this video Eclipses, because we're coming now into the eclipse season. Retrogrades, because there's going to be so many retrograde planets, even more during June. And all hell seems to be breaking loose. Things just, oh, this is so nice. Some of you saying your pillow, your horse, your kitty, yeah, what, your hubby, lovely. Lucy likes seeing places around the globe. So at this time we need, I speak for myself, I need to feel that deep nurturing so that I can give it to you and I can give it to every person that I meet. In fact, I set this feeling every day of, can I interact with every single person today and leave that person feeling just a little bit better, feeling just a little bit uplifted, feeling as though they were cared for. And it's not so easy when you've got a blooming mask on and you've got your gloves on and you look a little bit like some kind of an alien, which I am anyway, but that's another story. And I had to get some blood tests done today. And I like to get there first thing in the morning when there's nobody there. So, just before 7 I'm there. And we're both in these masks, so masks and glasses. So we can hardly see each other. And I can't speak Greek very well, so that on top of it. But we had such a lovely interaction. Yeah, she was so gentle. I didn't feel the needle going into my arm at all. It was over before I knew it. And even though it's something I don't particularly like doing, the experience was an uplifting one. And I try to do this with every single interaction. Where can we bring softness into the world as things begin to come up and out, and violently out? That's lovely, Jemima. You're reading children's books to yourself. How beautiful. Nurturing the child within. So, yeah, Catherine has a daily meditation and centering. I do daily prayers, which I so enjoy, and gratitudes. And all during the day, trying to be aware of just the so many blessings that are there. So, I feel very sad about the things that are happening, especially in America. Very sad about the violence that's going on, that we're hurting one another even more. And violence doesn't really seem to solve anything. And we've got astrologically, to give you the astrology here, yes, love will win it. We've got these quincunxes. I became really aware of, hey, what seems to be causing all this? What would be an astrological explanation for all this tension that's going on? And to me, it's the quincunx. What's a quincunx? A quincunx is a 150-degree aspect. So it's not an opposition, but it's almost an opposition. Yeah, it's 30 degrees off an opposition. It's not a square. It's not a trine. So it's in between a trine and opposition. So a trine is a very favorable aspect. An opposition is a difficult aspect. So we're in between these two different energies. So let me explain it in terms of the astrology. We've got the Gemini energy, Sun and Venus and Mercury in Gemini. And we've got all this Capricorn energy with Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn moving back into Capricorn. So Gemini wants to be free, is adaptable, has got an opinion about everything, is curious, can be a bit gossipy, talk, 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 talk. And the Capricorn is about our structures, authority, governments, corporations. So Gemini is a very light energy, wants to be light, wants to be free. And Capricorn is more of a dense vibration. It's a heavier, it's an earth vibration. So we're dealing with the energy of earth and air for one set of quincunxes. And wait for this. Fire and water is also activated by the other set of quincunxes, which is this Cancerian energy, the eclipse in Cancer coming up, and the sun going into Cancer, which is affected by this Sagittarius eclipse. So again, another quincunx. And what are quincunxes? Quincunxes are always areas of tension. It's like, you never quite sit comfortably. Yeah, there's always, it's like you're lying on a bed and it's like, oh, there's a bloody bump just right under there, and you sort of move across a bit and then there's another bloody bump. Yeah, so it's that sort of a feeling of like, I can't quite get comfortable. So what's the solution with quincunxes? Well, the solution with quincunxes is we've got to find ways to compromise. When I see quincunxes in relationships a lot, this means that for the relationship to be successful, often there's a lot of tension, but it's resolved when each party listens to the other. Might not agree, but just begins to listen, begins to say, hey, all right, let me hear your side of it. Obviously, there's something I'm missing here. And everything seems to be so polarized. Yes, but we've not got the opposition, we've got the quincunx. So we're being encouraged here. Yes, I've been tossing and turning in my sleep. I'm usually a great sleeper. I can sleep marvelously, except when there's a dog barking, but it's all been quite reasonably good with the dog lately. Or maybe I've just relaxed into it more. But yeah. So this lunar eclipse coming up in Sagittarius on the 4th, 5th of June. I think we can all feel it. This is fire. This is why I put this painting behind me. It's a very fiery painting. And things are inflamed. There is inflammation. Inflammation inside, inflammation externally. So lunar eclipses are often about the people. It's when the people get together and say, hey, this is what we want. And it's a fire energy, yeah? So we're looking now at this lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Sag, right in the middle of Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius have to do with? Well, it has to do with religion, with race, with ethnicity, and yet it's international. It's this knowing that we're all connected. It's the space travel. It's this knowing that fighting one another and looting and stealing things is the old way of doing things. It's the old rebellious way of doing things. And it's not to say that justice must not be served. But we have to look at what's being triggered and why is this being triggered, and really ask some very deep questions. The immigration issue's not gone away. Yes? No country is absolved from any of this. Yes, I'm looking at my beloved New Zealand. I lived many years in New Zealand. I'm a New Zealand citizen, proud of that, as a Kiwi citizen. And, you know, they seem to be doing very well with coronavirus, and that's great. But it's almost like we shouldn't be comparing one another. You know, oh, you're doing better, you're doing worse, you're doing this. This is this whole energy of competing again. I think that we've got to get away from this competitive energy and find ways in which we can work together, even through all the mess that we're having to clean up and clear up. What with the mess of the plastic, the mess of the rubbish, the mess of the things that we've been doing to our animals, we've been raping our earth, all the things that we've been doing, there are consequences for those things. Action, reaction. And this month, yes, we do as a species, we need to evolve as co-creating galactic citizens. But evolve, grow. The word love backwards is the beginning of the word evolve. I was thinking about that earlier this week. So we've got these 4 planets right now are retrograde, and so that's Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto and Venus, all retro. And then on the 18th of June we've got Mercury going retro. And on the 22nd of June we've got Neptune going retro. That's a lot of retro going. So what does it mean? Well, it certainly means going inward, being responsible for your vibration, your frequency, not allowing yourself to be infected by negativity, by violence, by hatred, by fear. And it's not easy to do. I mean, I certainly had a reaction immediately. I felt angry when I saw what happened in Minneapolis. I felt very angry, and then I felt very sad. So I felt those emotions. Yeah, it's not just, oh, it's not happening, smiling it away. But then I realized that if I'm going to be of any use to anybody, I have to be able to keep a certain frequency. And I know the minute it's dropping, I can feel it. I feel when I am hemorrhaging energy. And it doesn't mean to say that you might not need to sleep a bit more. I have needed to sleep at strange times, suddenly conking out for an hour here and there, if I've not slept much in the night. But it's about looking at your inner world, your internal world, and healing that, doing what you can to heal that. And looking at what's really around you. So for me right now, I had to come back to Athens again because more work has to be done on the place in Marathona. And I'm just grateful I've got somewhere I can come to for a while and be able to work and be peaceful, and meditate. And as soon as I arrive back, I see this poor little kitty, stray kitty. And it's obviously not well. It's dribbling and it's just not at all well. So I rang the vet. I thought if I can get a vet to come out and just have a look at her and maybe take care of her. But the vet said no. He said, I won't come out because you need to bring her to me and I can do so much more to help her if you bring her. So I went to the vet. I got a cat box all ready, and I'm like, you know, thinking, okay, I'll take her. And would you believe she's disappeared? She never usually disappears. Normally I can go, Yulia, and she comes. Not a bit of it. I've been in and out with fresh salmon, cooked salmon for her. I've not a whisker. I can't find her. So anyway, if she comes back tomorrow, which I'm hoping she will, I'll take her along to the vets. So what's happening closely in your world that maybe you need to take care of? And it might be you. Yeah, you can see me. I'm holding on to Teddy here because Teddy's really soothing. And I know I've had some funny comments about people saying, you know, oh, you're a bit pathetic having a teddy and what you're doing holding a soft toy. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe if more of us held soft toys some of the time, we wouldn't be doing some of the nasty things that are going on. We just wouldn't. So, eclipses. Eclipses are always game changers. And we've got eclipses, 5th of June, the one in Sag, which is very much to do with international connection, our international connectedness. We're together. We're in this together, guys. Whether you like Trump or whether you don't like Trump. It's almost like it's not important anymore. Yeah? It's much more important that we realize that we have to come together. And if we don't come together, then I think we're going to get more coronaviruses or other types of things that we can't see right now to give us another wake-up call. Lovely. Harwa, hug yourself, your blanket, your pillow. Lovely. Thank you. So Sagittarius refers very much to education. And I think we're seeing that education has got to have a complete overhaul. In South Korea, they went back to school, the school children. There's been some kind of a spike now in coronavirus, and they've had to close the schools again. It's also happening in Israel. There was a school in Rehavia in Jerusalem. Apparently, 100 students there, just all of them got the COVID-19. So they've had to close that too. So schools closing and universities closing is some kind of a message that we've got to do education differently. And there have been new schools coming up, Montessori, the Waldorf, the different types of schools. But I think this is going to be a huge shift, and I think this eclipse in Sag may trigger some big changes in that area. Then we've got another eclipse. Oh, Kim, your cat went missing today. Definitely prayers. What's the name of your kitty? Yeah. So it's going to be about rebuilding communities and not fighting and hurting one another. That's for sure. So we've got the eclipse, and for me this huge eclipse is the one on the 21st of June. We're building up to that. I'd like to do some kind of a really beautiful meditation, maybe with music or whatever, as we build up to that. Because it is known that when we come together in large numbers and we meditate and we pray, it reduces the amount of accidents on the roads, in the air. It's more peaceful, there is less violence, there is less crime. So it just takes a critical mass of enough of us vibrating at a high frequency. We can begin to turn this ship around. We can. We really can. There is hope here amidst all this chaos. It's the phoenix rising out of the ashes. There is something. It probably will get worse before it gets better. Yes. Yes, Emilia. Yes, in a sense. And yet in a sense, something that is old, that is no longer working, that is a dying system, has to die. And the death throes of a system that has been controlled by the very few for a very, very long time is not something that is easily released. But fighting it, I feel, if we're going to take astrology to a higher level, I feel as though as astrologers we are now responsible for a different frequency of the astrology. Not the kind of astrology that says, oh, this means that there's going to be a war, or this means, yeah, all this kind of predictive, painful events being predicted. No. Together we can turn around the course of events. We can turn it around with our thoughts, with our intentions, with our prayers. So, quincunxes, you may be called upon to make compromises, to be kind about something. It took a lot for me to be really kind to my dear friend Tassos, who removed a huge wardrobe off the wall. It was damp. He treated the damp. He painted the wall. But he put back the same bloody wardrobe with the same rotten wood inside and put it all back. So when I came back, I mean, instantly I smelt it. It was like instant. And the last few days, you know, in my Libra way, I thought, I don't want to upset him. But then in the end, I had to say something. I said, you know, Tasuli, come and smell, please, in the wardrobe. And, you know, it stinks. Yeah. So now he's got to take it all out again and then replace it. So you might find yourself replacing, redoing, rethinking, reassigning, reassessing. And because this eclipse is square to Neptune, you might find yourself uncertain. Yeah, it's like, I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing here. I'm not sure. And I'm going to say to you, give yourself permission to change your mind. Yeah. I just want to say as well, I feel as almost I'm in reverse here with you guys, because my screen has been stuck since we began at 47 of you online with me, and thank you to the 47 who are online, and 109 likes. And I'm thrilled. Yeah, I'm thrilled about that. But I have a feeling that my system is stuck. And again, there are some strange things going on. Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you. There are strange things going on with YouTube, with the powers that be again, all this Capricorn energy, Saturn going back into Capricorn. On Patreon, there's over 1,000 people online. Wow. Thank you, my beautiful family. Thank you. Teddy's dancing. He's so happy. He's going to clap his hands. And wow, over 1,000 and 512 likes. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, my dear family. Thank you. Oh, these are emotional times, aren't they? I feel emotional that you're with me. That we're together. Actually, not that you're with me, that we are together. Let me rephrase that. Cancel, clear. Rephrase. Anything that you redo. So with all these retrogrades, what do we need to redo? What do we need to rethink? Yeah. What do we need to do? Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Sue participated in 10,000 people meditating with the Schumann resonance of the earth. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh gosh. Thank you, Lucy, sweetheart. She's helping our live stream here today. Thank you, Mariana. Thank you. So I think we are being called upon to work towards peace. It's no accident, I think, that the moon is in Libra today. Thank you, JZ Faye. How about the mouse crawling on the rocket ship? Yes, thank you. So I think that it's a time where, how can we bring the inflammation down? Yeah, when there is less inflammation in the body can heal. When there's a lot of inflammation in the body is stressed. So the earth is stressed. Many people are stressed. We're stressed with this coronavirus. We're stressed with all kinds, there's lots of stresses going on. Thank you very much, Lillian. So how can we de-stress? Yeah, I think we've got to find techniques and ways and words that we use. A whole new vocabulary, a whole new language must evolve. And with Venus in Gemini for a while yet retrograde, it's about thinking about what are the words. Yes, let's meditate. Thank you for the protection and well-being of our brothers and sisters. Yeah. Thank you, Wicked Love Media. Thank you. But we're going to see more control coming. Now YouTube, I have to say, quite shocked at the tightening up that's going on with YouTube now, where it's this Saturn square Uranus energy, which is going to be strong now and strong in next year, especially February, where things are going to be tightened up. So now, for example, not that I would say it, that you're not allowed to claim that COVID-19 is not contagious. You're not allowed to claim that it can't spread in certain climates, you can't deny that it exists. You can't deny that, you can't say that it's caused by 5G, because you could get a strike against you, and with 3 strikes, thank you Mira, then of course your channel will be terminated. Thank you PJ, thank you. So we are going to see this. And again, I don't think it's worth fighting against in terms of saying, you know, oh, well, you know, I'm going to stop doing videos, or I'm not going to do, no. I continue doing videos, thank you, Deanna. And as long as I feel that my energy is a peaceful energy, and not calling anybody and saying this and that. I always find it very difficult when somebody calls another astrologer or another person or another this. My stomach twists. Yeah, my tummy goes into a knot. Yeah, I think it's time not to keep calling one another. Yeah, we've had so much criticism from such early ages, you know, you don't do this and you don't do that and you don't do the other. So I think we've got to just find ways to soothe each other. And it's so lovely because the dog, for example, Platona, where my friends are in Marathona. This dog can be quite a violent dog. Yeah, he's you know, he has an energy that can be violent, especially if somebody comes on his territory, which is understandable. He's doing his job, and he's a beautiful dog. Thank you, Ileana. And he's very beautiful to look at. You know, he looks like a Labrador, but he's a mix. So, you know, you don't mess with him. He's an unpredictable dog. But Tassos, my dear friend, has always treated him with love. Always, always, always. And it's worked. It works. Love always works. Bashing and hitting and punishing and hurting. I don't think it works. Don't know how you feel about that. Maybe you feel differently. And that's okay for you to have a different opinion. Thank you very much, Tobia. And can we accept that we each have different views and we see the world differently and we experience the world differently? And that's okay. So I think we're going to see taxes. I think we're going to see governments really, you know, try to grab money back from us. I was very disappointed when Patreon announced, because I've only just joined Patreon not very long ago, and thank you to so many of you who are supporting me on Patreon. I'm very grateful. But I was really shocked when they just announced blanket thing that they're going to add sales tax to all the donations. And immediately I wrote to them and I said, hey, okay, if you want to do that, that's okay, but please take it out of what I would get. Yeah, I didn't want you guys to have to pay more. Thank you very much, AMER, thank you. Yeah, it's fine with me, yeah, so it's a sales tax, it's another 50 cents or whatever it is to those of the people in those regions. A lot of people won't have that, but some people would have. Oh no, Patreon, No, they want to add it on to you guys. So it's just this grab for a bit more, this grab for something that's greed. And I think if we just take what we need and not more than what we need, I think there's just more than enough for everybody. Because nature wants to keep giving to us. But now I'm seeing that we're going back, retrograde, we're going back. There's more traffic on the streets of Athens than I've seen in an awfully long time when I had to drive from here back, from Marathona to Athens. It's like crowded, crowded, crowded. So they've now reneged on the decision to have no traffic in the centre of Athens. Now they've said it's going to be there till the middle of July. There's going to be traffic allowed. Thank you very much, Sue. So we're going to find reneging. Governments saying they're going to do one thing and then they do another. Oh, I think that's just going to be the story of these retrogrades. But retrogrades also give you time to reassess, to look at what's most important now. Yeah. And it can be easier than we think. Yeah, Drew, maybe it can be. It's just that I think that we all feel well, I speak for myself, sorry. I shouldn't say all. I feel the pain of what the other people are going through. I feel it. I think psychically we tune into everything that's happening now. We're not these separate beings or these separate countries or these separate entities. We're not. So I think we're going to be dealing with more extremes of weather. Certainly Uranus in Taurus. I believe that Siberia has been having a heat wave, unheard of. Greece, we can't seem to get going here with summer. We've got rain for much of this week. It's very unusual in June. In Manchester, where my auntie is, it's hot. She keeps telling me she's been sitting out in the garden and it's hot. She's worried she's getting sunburn in Manchester. People are going to the seaside in England. Wow. It's kind of unheard of stuff. So Mars on the 27th of June is going to go into Aries. So this is a really big month. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for your encouragement. We've got eclipses, which are often game changers. So an eclipse can bring about a move of home, a change in a relationship situation, a big internal shift, and a shift in your perspective, especially this Sagittarius eclipse. You might have an opportunity to see the world with a completely different set of lenses. Yeah, hot in Siberia. Wow, yeah. You're in Manchester and got sunburned today. Well, there we are, you see. I never got sunburned in Manchester, I can tell you that. I don't remember it. Maybe in 76 when I was doing my A-levels, that was the only time. But other than that, I don't remember it. So, here's the rundown for June. The eclipse on the 5th, Sag. More issues to do with immigration, to do with our differences, and how can we go beyond those differences. June the 18th, we've got Mercury going retrograde. So it's going to be in Cancer. So Mercury retrograde, rethinking how can we be kind. Include everybody in your family, even the ones that you might find a little bit crispy. And those that are, you know, a little grumpy. Even those, maybe if they just felt welcomed, they wouldn't have such a wall up. You're leaving since nobody's answering you. What's your question, Taz? Lucy, tell me. See, you are being noticed. Everybody is noticed. Everybody is needed. So these eclipses are giving us more power, more energy. And then, as I say, we've got that huge one. The sun goes into Cancer on the 20th, 21st, and this eclipse on the 21st. So that solstice is almost like a point that we're aiming towards. So if we can begin now, my suggestion is to find ways that you can soothe your inner child. Cancer is all about the mother, Mother Earth. The family, food, nurturing, loving. That's what it's about. You're asking if your eyes get red, blurry and hurting, should you see a doctor? Taz, I don't know. Yeah, that's something you need to think about for yourself. I would be going against YouTube guidelines here if I'm giving any kind of medical advice. Not that I can, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a medical professional. And it's funny because I want to help, I can feel myself wanting to make a suggestion. So I will make a suggestion. Soothing the eyes, if you look up Edgar Cayce, C-A-Y-C-E, he has a recipe for a potato poultice for the eyes that's really soothing. You just use a white potato, so check that out. Hot, warm compresses on the eyes, very soothing, and some very gentle eye drops may be helpful, and just resting your eyes. If the eyes are burning, you might want some cool. These are just thoughts of things that I would do for myself, or if somebody, a friend, was asking me. So, and also the homeopathic remedy would be eye bright. So there you are. That's all from somebody who's not a doctor, but I have studied homeopathy, but I'm not qualified in it. So, once Mars goes into Aries on the 27th, it's going to be there for 6 months. It's going to be there until January. So, okay, Mars in Aries can be violent. It can bring out all those lower frequencies. We have to be ready and know that these are possibilities. But it can also bring out new leaders, leadership, peaceful leaders, the way of the peaceful warrior, Dan Millman, one of my favorite books. Yes, cucumber for the eyelids. See, everybody's got suggestions. It's great. So my suggestion is, can you get yourself into a place of feeling soothed, loved, relaxed, even if it involves a teddy or a kitty or a dog or a human being, or making food, or planting a garden, or talking to the trees, or being in nature, or being around water. Let's connect with the earth. And let's deal with redesigning and rebooting and resetting our world. I think these are exciting times to be alive in. Challenging, yes. Difficult at times, yes. But we're being pushed to evolve and to take that jump that I was talking about. So Lucy, I just want to thank you so much. You've been terrific again today. I'm still on 47 viewers. So I'm wondering how many are actually online with me. Just maybe there's 47, and that's fine too. I'm thrilled that I've got 47 of you and 109 likes. Is a second wave likely? it's quite possible that there may be second and third waves. It's quite possible. Or something else. If we need more wake-up calls, it's very possible. It really depends on how much we can come together in this united way. Beyond colour, beyond religion, beyond all the things that we've used to separate. Because nature's going to push us together, right? We are going to have to learn to cooperate and work together. Or potentially we'll bloody destroy ourselves. 13, wow, 30, wow. Gosh, thank you. And 634 likes, thank you. And dear Lucy's been encouraging you to like the video, and thank you. I'm so honoured to be a part of your family. So I hope that this is uplifting to you. I think we still need to think about the things that we are being asked to do and think about what is acceptable and what is not. But overall, the big message is with these eclipse season is how can we come together and take the evolutionary leap away from building missiles and submarines and more nuclear weapons and more all the things of creating war between us and violence between us. And how can we come together to create a peaceful world? Just like nature. Nature operates really peacefully together for the most part, don't they? They really do. Thank you, Paris. You've got a stellium in Capricorn. For people who've got a lot of planets in Capricorn, well, this is really a time where you are digging deep into your soul. Yeah, your soul. What does your soul need? And we're all wanting the next step where everybody can be doing meaningful work, where everybody feels as though they're making a contribution, where each of you can shine like the diamond that you are. So from Teddy, a much loved Teddy, to all of you, a big heart, e-hug. Thank you for being in this community. Let me know what are the things you'd like to talk about. I will be doing some more lives, holding your hand, Teddy as well. Thank you, Lucy, for all your beautiful support. And yeah, comment on the community page, comment on the video. And yes, I do sell the paintings. We're going to be doing some digital downloads so that you'll be able to have your own prints and do it yourself rather than, again, shipping the originals around the world, which is a little more difficult to do at the moment. We have to change so many things, but isn't that wonderful? As we would say in Greek, polaphilakia, many kisses. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.